Today, the church lifts high the cross, not as a decorative ornament or even as a historical artifact, but as the very center of our story. The Feast of the Exaltation of the Cross invites us to take a look at this unlikely symbol of suffering and see something astonishing. It's the triumph of love. The cross isn't just a logo, it's the turning point of history, the seat of mercy, the signpost of our rescue. Let me explain. In his book, Rescued, Father John Riccardo boils down the gospel, or the kerygma as it's called, into four simple but powerful words: created, captured, rescued, response. These aren't just theological concepts, they're the plot line of our lives. And I think today's feast gives us the chance to walk through each one of those with our eyes fixed on the triumph of love. Created. We start with the beautiful truth that we were created by love for love. Before you and I did anything, we were wanted. God, who is love itself, made us in his image, not because he had to, but because he wanted to share his joy with us and others. We were made then for communion with him and with others. And oddly enough, the cross reminds us of that original love. It's the measure of how far God will go to bring us back to him. So far that Jesus emptied himself and became obedient to a death on this cross. That's a love that doesn't just say, I love you, it shows it all the way to the end. Because we were captured. After being created, something went terribly wrong. We were captured not by chance, but by a choice. Sin entered the world, and it broke trust between God the Creator and us the created. Our first reading paints the scene. The Israelites, being cranky and complaining in the desert, get bitten by these fiery serpents. Even then, God's mercy shines through. He tells Moses, lift up a bronze serpent, and all those who look upon it will be healed. It's a preview of the cross, of what Jesus will do for us, where healing comes not through bronze, but through blood. And so after being captured, we were rescued. And here's the heart of today's feast. We've been rescued not by an idea, not by a philosophy, not by our own efforts, but by a person. The person of Jesus Christ, the Son of God, the second person of the Holy Trinity, willingly doing what needed to be done on a cross to defeat sin, to conquer death, to defeat Satan. As Moses lifted up the serpent, so must the Son of Man be lifted up, says Jesus. And so this cross isn't by any means a failure. It's a victory. It's where justice and mercy shake hands. Jesus took our place there so that we can join him in his place in heaven. For God so loved the world. That's why we lift high the cross. It's the tool of our rescue. And now, after being rescued, we have a response. It's now our turn. The cross isn't just something to admire or to wear, it's something to live. It begs the question, will we act like a people who've been rescued by Jesus? Will we share this good news of being created, captured, and rescued? Will we let the cross reshape our hearts, our homes, our lives? Because the psalm urges us to remember, we sang just a few moments ago, do not forget the works of the Lord. So let's remember. Let's remember that we've been created in love, captured by sin, rescued from that by Jesus, and now show the world an appropriate response. To exalt the cross is to embrace it, not just in this building, but as we leave and go out into the world. So let's live under its shadow, but also walk in its light. Because when we lift high the cross, we're lifting high the one who hung upon it, not in defeat, but in glory.